Jaguar F-Type SVR kind of day. Listen to this. So one of my best test drives over the last couple of years was the Jaguar F-Type R, the highest performance model. Now they've taken that model and turned it up to 11. So they let their special vehicle operations team work on this car. So that's where the SV comes from, and R is the special vehicle R version of this car. So they take that model and they turn it up to 11 by adding more horsepower. This car has 575 horsepower from a twin vortex supercharger that just spools up so quickly. They add in a lightweight exhaust system. They put in 20-inch wheels that are lighter weight to reduce the weight by 25 kilograms or 55 pounds. In addition, you can get some extra weight savings if you add on carbon pieces, the ceramic brakes that this car has, and if you get the coupe version, you can get actually a carbon roof. So that brings this car to a different level. A lighter vehicle with lighter unsprung weight is going to be so much more fun to drive. But the engine, the sound is what is intoxicating. Which brings us to a question. Jaguar has just come out with their I-Pace, their electric SUV, and a lot of brands are going electric, but that sound, I don't know. I hope we're never gonna get rid of it. Now, they could obviously artificially make it, but there's nothing like a V8 with 575 horsepower. That exhaust note is pure invigoration. But this car has a chameleon effect. You drop it down into the regular drive mode, you turn off the dynamic mode, and it just settles down into what is still a fantastic touring machine. It really is good at doing everything. Now, the ceramic brakes are very, very aggressive, and they're a bit grabby if you're gonna drive a car like this in the city. Off and on the brakes, it can be a bit grabby, but you put it back into dynamic mode, which is so much fun, and that turns on the exhaust note, and away you go. This now is standard all-wheel drive. So it brings up another question. This car is $143,500 in the Canadian market, 575 horsepower, a run to 100 kilometers an hour in just 3.7 seconds, which makes it seem almost like a relative bargain, especially when you're looking for, say, a Carrera convertible. This looks like the sweet spot. And then you get into the way this thing looks. Now, I live in Vancouver where there are so many high-end cars. It could be the high-end car capital of North America. It's insane. This car is turning heads. You've got this electric blue on the outside, the two-tone black and polished wheels. You've got the extra spoiler on the front with the bigger air intakes, the big spoiler out the back, the diffuser with the quad exhaust tips. I gotta tell you, it's turning a lot of heads. This is an impressive looking car. The regular F-Type, I think the nose is a little pinched. With the bigger air openings in this car, just perfect. Then the interior, especially the top of the instrument cluster and the dashboard, looked kind of cheap with some harder plastics. Well, that's all been taken care. You have Alcantara on top of the instrument cluster and the center console. You've got carbon fiber pieces. The rest of the dash is covered in leather. It's got the contrasting stitching, the quilted fabric on the seats and the door panels with all that blue. And you've got that deviated stitching mirroring the color of the outside of the car. So I love the big grab handle in the middle. It just looks so much better. This is how the car actually should come. All of them should come like this. But the fact you have to go to get this top model to get it, I think is a little bit disappointing. But you can now get a much better looking interior than ever before. Now, there's also some issues with the head unit. Now, I remember I went to an F-Type ride and drive, and we went to Willow Springs in California on the racetrack, and the head unit was so laggy. Every single person that was driving out to the racetrack missed a turn and had to do a U-turn and come back. Now, they have upgraded it, but it's still, behind industry standards, in my opinion, especially for premium brands. Now, in the new Range Rover products, they have the split screens and a much better head unit that is still a little bit laggy, but at least they're moving in the right direction. It's not as good as others in the industry, but after a couple of days you get used to its quirks and can kind of live with it, but that is certainly an area that needs to be addressed. What doesn't need to be addressed is this. It's just like an animal. It's like a cat, ready to pounce. It's ready to go. Unbelievable. This is an awesome car. I like it. I like it a lot. All right, I usually stand up and tell you all about everything that I like and don't like. I've kind of told you that. It's $143,500 in my opinion compared to other brands selling cars of this stature and horsepower. This car looks like a bit of a deal. Yeah, you should buy one. You should buy two, the coupe and the convertible.